Welcome back to the channel, everyone, the 50-something Dasher channel, and this is part 2 of my series on dealing with bad situations while DoorDash driving. And in this part of the series, I'm going to talk about unreasonable requests from the customers. Now, I really haven't ran into too many situations where I've experience this. So now I will say that a couple types of unreasonable requests, like as far as address changes and like entering homes, those are future parts of this series. So I'll talk about those in those episodes coming up. But for this episode, the big one at the top of the list, unreasonable requests, is customers wanting you to buy cigarettes. Okay, that's the big one. I've had that happen twice. Not really sure on DoorDash. iDash, for those that may be new to the channel, iDash in Central Ohio, and Ohio is a state where alcohol can be delivered on DoorDash, but so alcohol can be delivered, but for some reason tobacco products can't be ordered by the customers. I'm not really sure about that, the reasoning there, but that's the way it is, so that's what I go by. That's the rules, and I stick to it. I have had two separate occasions where I've had shopping orders and a customer messages me, or I think one of them might have been through the text messaging, and the other one a phone call, if I'm not mistaken. And with the customer wanting to know if I could buy a pack of cigarettes for them, or a carton, or whatever it was, and that they would add the price of that, and so I'd have to pay for it out of my own money, and the customer was going to reimburse me plus add an additional tip in those cases if I did it. And I would advise anybody to just me personally, I said no to both customers. I said, I'm sorry. That's against the DoorDash policies. Not supposed to, deliver tobacco products. I apologize, but I'm not going to do it. And, so, and even if they keep after me about it, well, it should, this and that, and, can't you just do it? Or, can't, bend the rules, or blah, blah, or whatever. Sorry, can't do it. I need this income from DoorDash right now too much. I'm not going to risk it, not going to chance it. Sorry, not doing it. And if it means that they get upset with me and leave me like a 1-star rating, well, then I'd rather take a 1-star customer rating than get deactivated. I mean, that's just me personally. And I talked about in episode 1 how you can have accounts blocked. And if I ever run into a situation like that where, somebody asks me to buy cigarettes, I don't buy them, then, and they leave me a 1-star or whatever, then I'd probably have that account blocked as well. Other types of requests I'm perfectly okay with. I just recently on my Super Bowl dash, I had, picking up a McDonald's order, and the customer called me and said they left out a medium Coke, and if there's any way I could grab that for them. And I mean, absolutely, no problems. It's just a Coke, no problems with that. And in fact, the McDonald's staff just gave me the Coke. You know, I offered to pay for it, and they said, no, just, it's okay, don't worry about it. And but other than that, and I'm this whole series, I'm giving advice based on like personal experience and trying to think. And but other than that, I really haven't had any anything that I can remember off the top of my head that was like unreasonable or whatever. Because most types of deliveries I've been okay with doing. I've been to like high-rise motels and apartment buildings, delivering to like 12th or 15th floors or whatever. I'm okay with that. I've had a couple deliveries where I've delivered to a guy like on like a driving a forklift or a yard truck, and they drive up on a driving up on a forklift to meet me, get an order. I've had some crazy situations, but I would have to say that nothing that's been too unreasonable. If the only other thing, I can think of, and I guess I'll end the video with this, but if, an unreasonable like wait time at a drop off, if you run into some situation where a customer, says that they'll, meet you there or whatever at the drop-off location and there's nobody there. I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna wait all day. So I've basically I've had a couple situations where it's supposed to be handed to the customer, they're not answering, and I'll give it a few minutes depending on what type of order it is. I've now, like on a catering order, I'd wait at least 10 minutes or something like that before I just leave an order like that, and like do contact try to call the customer, this or that, whatever I could do before just leaving it. But if you have to in those situations, then if you have to leave it, I always take a picture of where I left it and send that in the chat to the customer. But that's a pretty rare situation. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. As always, be sure to drive safe out there, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks again.